Before we dive into this, just know this is not a cause for concern. These double-digit ratings declines in the NFL for week 5, that is not a cause for concern. The NFL averaging 17 million viewers for week 5, that would be like the NBA averaging 1.5 million. Like the NHL averaging 5 or 600,000. It would be like the WNBA averaging half a dozen. It's decent enough, but it's not great when compared to previous averages. Now, although the ratings are not concerning, there is a major concern that I have with the NFL, and we'll get to that here in just a second. CBS, it was the most watched network this week with over 20 million viewers, with most of the country seeing Packers Rams, down 14%. That is the lowest number for a national window this season. Sunday Night Football, Steelers Cowboys 20.3 million, down 22%. Now, obviously, they are blaming the weather delay on this ratings decline. Monday Night Football, Saints Chiefs, nearly 16 million viewers, down 2 million viewers from last year. And no, it ain't Taylor Swift's fault. I'm blaming the NFL putting the Saints on national television. Donnie Carr, Denise Allen, they should never be on national TV. You want to put your best in the national windows, and the only thing Donnie and Denise are elite at is being huge, embarrassing failures. Least watched game of the week. Vikings Jets, that doofus game that they do in Europe every year. Around 5 million people woke up early to watch it. You know, I hate these damn international games. Players don't like them, coaches don't like them. Clearly, the fans don't like them because they're always the least watched. Give me the NFL at noon and 3 on Sunday. I don't need the shit at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you happen to stumble across this video, be sure to check out my main channel, Behind the Line. Search Behind the Line here on YouTube. Should be the first channel that comes up. You know, I don't know what's going on with me personally in the NFL. Past 2 or 3 years, it just hasn't been the same. Now, I'm sure part of my lack of excitement is due to the fact that my Saints absolutely suck. Hard to get excited for a team that is being led by the worst head coach in the league and a pretend quarterback who brags about his toughness because he damn sure can't brag about his win-loss record. I think it also has to do with the fact that a lot of my passion for the NFL, it died in January of 2019. I was in the Superdome for the NFC Championship game. I was there when NFL officials outright refused to throw that flag on a blatant pass interference that would have sent the Saints to the Super Bowl, and they probably would have won it. The Breeze Payton era in New Orleans, it unofficially died on that day. But for a lot of people in New Orleans, their passion for the NFL also died that day. That being said, that doesn't affect the league on a national level. Biggest problem in the NFL today is the same problem I have been complaining about for the last 2 or 3 years. The decline of play at quarterback. And I'm starting to wonder, if the decline of play at the quarterback position isn't an actual decline, starting to wonder if it's a reset, it's a return to the norm. My generation, we were spoiled with the greatest group of quarterbacks to ever play in this league. Breeze, Brady, Manning, Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, Big Ben. You had guys that revolutionized the game like Michael Vick, prime Russell Wilson in Seattle. Your mid-tier quarterbacks of that era, it was guys like Tony Romo, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Donovan McNabb, Carson Palmer. They would be the top quarterbacks in the league if they were playing in this era today. In a league that is catered to offense, touchdowns have declined by 20%. 2020, the average NFL quarterback, he threw for 250 yards a game. This year, 202 yards a game. That is a massive decline in production. And it's not just this year. That number has fallen each of the last 3 years. Think about it. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, who is an elite quarterback in the NFL today? Well, Casey, what about Lamar Jackson? I like Lamar Jackson, but is he elite? He has never thrown for 4,000 yards. He averages less than 3,000 yards a season. Just look at the top quarterbacks today: Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. These guys, they would be mid-tier quarterbacks during the last era. Matt Stafford, he has played during both eras that I'm talking about. During the legendary era, that dude could not sniff the playoffs. What happened as soon as the legends aged or retired? Matt Stafford won a Super Bowl. Part of the reason for the decline can be attributed to how young the league is today. Jayden Daniels, he's got the potential to be special. Same with CJ Stroud. But overall, the quality of play throughout the league, it has declined because the quality of play at the quarterback position has declined. I've had NFL Red Zone since 2009 when it launched. I have watched every edition of NFL Red Zone the last 15 years. I used to be able to turn Red Zone on at noon. I could sit there for the next 7 hours and never be bored. Today, I mean, sometimes it's okay, but I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of the times, it's boring. There is a lot of bad football right now in the NFL. Just look at the game Monday night. Those were two veteran quarterbacks. Donnie Carr's in his 11th season. Patrick Mahomes, he's won multiple Super Bowls. I think he's in year 7. Go back 15 years. It would be like Tom Brady facing Tony Romo. Would that game be boring or entertaining? You already know it would be great. Donnie and Patty play on Monday night, boring as fuck. These guys no longer practice. There's no longer a preseason. Training camp has turned into summer camp. First 2 months of the regular season are basically training camp in the preseason. And as a result, the product on the field suffers and the fans pay the price. The past 3 years, I have been more excited about the NBA than I have been about the NFL. Now, in all fairness, a lot of that has to do with my teams, the Saints and Pelicans. Pels are a young, growing team, and the Saints are running a retirement home. But a lot of it also has to do with the product on the field. It's bad. Unfortunately, though, I think it's just a return to the norm. Maybe the level of quarterback play is not declining. Maybe it's just returning to the previous norm of other eras. You tell me, have we been spoiled by the greatest generation of quarterbacks to ever play in the league? Is the level of quarterback play declining, or is it just returning to the previous norm? Is it just me, or is the NFL not as entertaining as it used to be? Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the main channel today.